Hey, it's Tina Lorraine, your certified abundant mindset coach and your ghostwriter guru. And tonight I kind of wanted to talk about what do you do with your story? Remember, we've been talking about stories all week, telling your story on social media. It's to get you to sign up for class, guys. I hope you have signed up. The link is in my bio, Storytelling for Social Media, and this is one of the topics we will be covering. A person had asked on one of my other platforms that when telling your story, she was responding to a TikTok that I did. And she said that she would be quiet about telling her story because, for one, she's healing from it. And she felt like the others who were involved in it would not be able to handle it. And this is very important when it comes to telling your stories on social media. Whether you're, contemplating opening a business, whether you're a new coach, a new consultant, or whether you just want to help someone online or not. The first thing you have to understand about telling your story, especially if it's something that involves other people, and it's something that's kind of traumatic or causes anxiousness or a quote unquote secret. The first thing you have to do and to remember is that it's important for you to heal from it before you decide what to do with your story. So if it's something that hurt you, that was traumatic, that could be embarrassing or make you anxious, it is very important for you to be healed from it, regardless of whether you want to share it online or not, regardless of whether or not you want to start a business or be a coach or consultant. It's important for you to heal from your story before you decide what to do with it. And once you have healed from it, then you have to ask yourself some questions. And these are the things we're going to be covering in class on June 10th in telling your stories online on social media. Because what we have to understand is that telling your story on social media is a little bit different than speaking, just, going to a church or going to some public event and just motivating people, somewhere where there's physical spirits, physical energy there, other people there. Online is a little bit different in the fact of, yes, it is still public speaking, but the online space can be kind of tricky because there's so much entertainment online, which is great. But if you're telling a story that is kind of tragic or has trauma involved in it, or, something that was hurtful or painful for you, then you have to determine, first of all, you have to be healed from it, like I said, first of all. And then you have to kind of ask yourself the question, hello, Holly Kaplan. You have to ask yourself the question, are you called to help others with it? So first you have to heal from the story. If it's something that caused trauma or anxiety or pain, or it involves others, because remember, this girl was saying she would just continue to hold her story because she wanted to heal in quiet, and others would not be able to handle the story, others that were involved in the story. And what I was saying is, what I did answer her, I said, yes, you need to heal in quiet, because when you get online to tell your story, the first thing you have to do is you have to be healed from it yourself if it's something traumatic, because you don't want to get online and motivate someone to get to the other side of their story when you're not even healed from it yourself. How are you going to motivate somebody else when you're not even healed from whatever you're talking about? So that's the first thing. You have to be healed from it regardless, whether you're going to share it online or whether you're going to share it somewhere else. You need to be healed from it. And then you have to ask yourself the question is, are you called to help others with your story? And this is something that's between you and God. This is something you have to just sit in quiet time, and you have to come to an understanding. Am I called to set someone free with this story? And if you are, do you desire, one of the ways you can tell if you're called to help set someone free with your story is, do you desire to help others with it? Do you desire? Is your heart to set the captives free? Is your heart to bring sight to those that are blind? Is your heart to really help somebody to overcome the situation? That's one of the ways you know whether or not you're called to help others with your story. And then after you have determined these things, you're going to have to develop courage. And you're going to have to learn to listen to your internal wisdom about what to share. Going back to what the girl that was responding to my TikTok was saying, was she was worried about her story basically hurting other people. And so this is what I'm talking about. You have to listen to your internal wisdom to know what you need to share about that story. If it's something, again, that's involving pain, involving other people, that will make other people look bad, you have to listen to your internal wisdom, which is why you have to be in the habit of meditation, so you can feel confident in what God or what the Holy Spirit is telling you on the inside to share. And you have to develop the courage, because you just do. How are you going to help someone if you're scared? How are you going to help someone if you can't be bold and look them not so much in the eye, but look them into the camera, so to speak, and share with them? So you're going to have to develop courage and be ready for what God gives you to share. And then another thing is, if someone else is involved in your story and you want to be careful about what you're sharing about other people, we don't need to know names to relate. People do not need to know names to relate. Like I told you, I came from a history of sexual trauma, of being abused sexually, and some of these abusers were in my family. I never mentioned names, but they were there. But when I get online, I'm not here to make myself look good or to make myself look bad. I'm just here to help people. But that's because I'm healed from it. So everything I'm telling you, I've already done. And I continue to do. So I am called to help others, but I'm also called to share the story. But I don't have to share names. No one needs to know names to be able to relate to your story. So that should take a lot of pressure off of you. If you're wondering, there's other people involved in my story, how do I get on and tell it without, showing them out? You don't have to show them out, because no one needs to know their names. You just keep it as general as possible, and that's it. If it's something that you can't keep general, then again, you have to be in tune and aligned with your internal wisdom. And you also have to have people around you that are doing the things that you aspire to do, that you trust, and that have done this, and they are there to help. So use your internal wisdom, but also use the mentors that God has given you. Okay, so, and then the last thing I just want to say is, be as tasteful and respectful as possible when other people are involved, but you have to understand the end goal. Again, the end goal is, are you called to share the story? Are you called to heal others with it? Are you called to set the captives free? Are you called to do this? Be tasteful and respectful, but as possible, but understand the end goal. Some stories are hard stories, no matter how nice you want to wrap it in a bowl and put pink flowers all over it and make yourself look great and all these things. Some stories are just not going to be, those neat, wrap them up, put it in a box, and let's have a party stories. So again, you're really going to have to have the courage to share what God wants you to share. And sometimes it's going to be hard to share. I'm just going to be honest with you. But if you share it, and if you're bold, and if you're courageous, which are things you'll be learning in the storytelling for social media on June 10th, if you signed up for class, you'll be learning. You'll be trained and you'll be confident, and we'll do some mindset work to make you more comfortable with your story. But again, the first step is the healing of it. You have to make sure you are healed no matter what. If you're telling it online, if you're telling it to a friend in church, if you're telling it to a friend at work, whatever it is, we have to know that you have overcome it before you get online and share it. Because what's the point in you sharing something that you're kind of still navigating yourself through it, and you haven't gotten to the overcoming part yet? There's kind of no point to that, because the people, unless God told you to do it for some other reason, but people want to know that you have overcome this thing. So make sure you're comfortable with it and have a plan. And the plan could be the one I just gave you, to heal from it, to develop the courage, to meditate and listen to your internal wisdom, to be as respectful as possible, to not give out names unless absolutely necessary. So this is all going to make you more comfortable. And another thing that will make you comfortable is thinking about the person on the other side. Think about the person that you'll be setting free. Think about the person that you're giving hope to. Think about the person that will make a decision to start to heal because of you, because of your courage, because you were brave, and because you made the decision to heal. So that about wraps it up for today. I just wanted to jump on real quick and kind of respond to that answer I got from a supporter on TikTok. So there you go. I hope it helps, and I hope to see you in class on June 10th for storytelling on social media. The link is in my bio. Reserve your spot, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.